Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and the Resources Soviet Republic. Okay, so we've got these new compounds up and running. Well, not up and running, planned. They will be up and running at some point in the not too distant future. Now, what I did want to just make sure we do is actually find access point somewhere, probably over here, so that we keep this area open. If we wanted to load anything else in the future, we could actually have a loader for containers or something here. So maybe we'll get ourselves a bit of a road connection over there. Ooh, don't do that. Over there, something like that. That should work. So now we should have a road connection everywhere, and the fire department should get where they want to go. This will require water, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a quick look. The reason I'm doing these compounds, I probably didn't explain it well enough in the previous episode. The reason I do these compounds is this is effectively what we're going to do. So this isn't necessarily going to supply the entire nation. But if we can now that we've got a reasonable amount of construction materials and workers and the things like that, we can do these compounds and then just replicate them. Oh, I made a few changes here. I'll talk about that now. We can replicate or do similar things throughout the nation, the republic. So that's the part that I'm doing. So I'm not going to necessarily integrate it into cities. I'm just going to do these compounds so that we can add more as we need to expand our services and the likes, our goods and stuff. Okay, so that's everything. I just wanted to have a quick look here at water. So if we grab food, yeah, they need water, which means, let me double check this. If I grab this guy, does it have it doesn't seem to have a water and sewage connection. Does this one have a water and sewage connection? No, neither. None of them have water sewage connections. The alcohol one, they don't have one either. And that one? No, not at all. So what we will need to do is we'll need to obviously connect this up with the sewage system. So we might pipe things through this way. Probably what we're going to end up doing ultimately. But yeah, that's a good starting point there. Now, I'll come back over here. What I've done here, I've put a bypass in and I've added an additional road connection. We'll connect this road connection through here. This is a road cargo station because I've obviously remembered that we will need to have a distribution office in here also from where a lot of stuff will be distributed. So we do need road connections to kind of tie in to these various locations. So we'll probably tie in over there and bring a road connection across this side. In due course, though, at the moment, the one thing that we're not doing a reasonable enough job on is getting things constructed. And we can assign this guy to help construction here, right? There's plenty of stuff just sitting around. Yeah, so the concrete isn't there, but certainly we can be working on the roads. So roads, we'll upgrade these roads once they're done. They're not super urgent for an upgrade. What we will do is get Kioski roads off of this one. Let's do that. And instead, what we'll do is we'll assign moderate to this one because they've got a few extra vehicles ready to go. And then I think the next thing we need to do is start laying out what Zactograd over here is going to look like. Potentially start working on a bit of an expansion over here. We are seeing happiness rise, which is good. I'm hoping we can continue to improve that. Cultural enjoyment is pretty good. We probably need a little bit more. Well, actually, cultural enjoyment is where the happiness comes from. So anyway, that's kind of what we're going to have to do. If we have a quick look in these buildings, without a job, is it not a problem? We'll start building the next one. Citizens weren't able to get food. No, there's ample food. Is this what we will do is let's up our workers here just a little bit and see if that works. Now, I believe I started work on through connections over here. So this guy should now be able to reach the school. Yeah, beautiful. School can be reached. Oh, the hospital is not reachable. That's an interesting one. Yeah, that's a bit of a challenge. Because I don't think anything we do will get us to that hospital well, unless we come through here somewhere. I think that we might be able to come through here and tie that in. So let's do that. Let's grab ourselves a bit of a footpath through here. Let's cancel this section. Try that one more time. A little closer to this side instead. If we run it up here. Excellent. That's the one. Let's get that going. Get that going, and we'll get Moderate to come and to do these two sections. That should help us out a little bit. I also want to make a start on this one. So what I'll do is I'll pop that one in there. We'll assign it. We'll get Moderate to come and work on that too. So we get that extra that extra monument going there. There's a little section here that still needs work. We are building nicely over here. Is that connected? I believe that is connected, but it might not be. Well, it has to be. Otherwise, how on earth did it get there? But it does look a little strange, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it is connected. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to build it. Just FYI. So there we go. Now, we do need urgently more construction offices. So, and the other thing that I kind of forgot here was we need helipads. We need airplane parking, heliport for cargo. This is what we need this. Beautiful. We will be able to squeeze one in here, I think. Right? Just want to make sure. If we do it down here, we could add gravel to the mix, but to be honest, do we want to add gravel to the mix is the question. I think what I'd rather just do is make sure that we've got some of this stuff going. We don't have a place to pick up workers just yet either. So there we go. At least we've got a helipad in place there. So we will start building that in due course. This is under construction. It takes a lot of steel, which is that all of my steel arriving? Well, 27 tons of it is arriving now. So that's pretty good. So that's excellent. Just picking it up over here. That's again going to the heliport, right? Yeah, there we go. So that's a good starting point here. I'm kind of tempted to build another one in this location. I think that will work. So let's get ourselves another construction office. So we'll get multiple construction offices. I don't think anything else will be going in here, so we could squeeze it in there. I don't want to get too close to this in case I decide to grade separate this. So let's get another construction office, just a normal kind of construction office. So what were the ones that I'm actually kind of building? I'm building these, right? Yeah, that's the ones that I'm building. Maybe we don't need something quite as large. Maybe the 20 vehicle variant in this general location here is all we need. Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. So we'll get another 20 vehicle variant in there. And what I will do is, well, we'll work our way through here. Something like that should work. Excellent. So there we go. That gives us that connection. So we're pretty close to all of this stuff here. It's not a through connection there. Anyway, that's okay. I'm quite comfortable with that. We'll get Moderate assigned to this one, please, so we can start building that too. So there's a lot of things here. Just an extra construction office here will help things. So there will be 2 extra construction offices that will speed things up for us quite a bit, I think. Now let's have a look at this thing. This is underway here. Who's working on this? Moderate is working on this one, and they're working on this one also. So there's a lot of construction underway. They've now started working on this one over here. And we are also building out our facilities towards this side. So we are waiting on a are we waiting on it? Oh, here it comes. Yeah, here it comes. So we're going to asphalt that now. This section is underway as well. Probably working with workers instead of asphalting. That's okay. Maybe do I want another? I could buy another. Let's just get one more little paver in here, please. Give me one more paver there. Thank you. That should help us out a little bit. And we do need to continue working here to get to the other side. Now, what we will need to do as well is get our rail connections through here. So that is why I put these little paths in place. And we will go ahead and remove them and get our rail to extend. So we've placed this to be able to run the cabling. But now what we'll do is we'll come in through here and do a little bit of this. I'm assuming, come on. Yeah, we should have gone with the bigger one. Now let's try this from the other side instead. I'm assuming we'll make it work here. I think that'll work. As close as you can. And then this one. Really? Why not? There we go. That's what I'm after. Get this one as close as we possibly can over here. Ooh. You know what? Oh. That's okay. I'm comfortable with that. Aha. Excellent. That's fine. Look, it's not beautiful, but we'll make it work. So what I'm keen on doing is just tying this into maybe a central area over here. Let's do that. We'll smooth it out as best we can. Similarly over there, we'll smooth it out as best we can. And then what we'll do, do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And what I will do is let's try and get rid of these things. And what I'm gonna do is grab once we're on the other side there, I just want to make sure that we squeeze ourselves. Come on. Do a little something like this so that we can get that way. Similarly, we will need to start work on something over here also. So I'm going to try and, well, actually, we probably don't need to maximize the length too much through here. I'm comfortable with that. There's a tie in there. I think that works. And oh, the one thing I'll need to pull that back a little because the one thing we don't have here though so presumably we would like these guys to exit on that side. So what we will want to do is if you're coming in here, park there and go out, or you come in and go in there and then go out. So we'll need, I would like to do a little something like this in here. So this should give us room for a, let's just double check. Can we? Ah, we don't. So that's okay. We can have it on this side and on that side. That's okay. And we'll have it on these ones. Yeah, okay. So that's okay. So that should give us room for vehicles in there. And it kind of makes me wonder, do we want to... We don't need it there because they can get onto any one of those. If we do it on this side instead, just limiting our lengths here a little bit. The outside one will then be the through movement, really. Yeah, we may have to put waypoints in if we decide to do that, though, because not everybody will be able to access the other sides here. Where from this side we might be able to do so. Let's see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to well, kind of park that there. Let's extend our line, and then the next step is we're going to start working on. Not quite. So where I would like it to run, I would like it to run about here. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll sign that in. So nice comfortable curvature there. Similar, nice. And over here, we'll do a nice big curve like so. We'll see if we need to provide any other crossings there. If I tie that one in there, and we'll do that. That's fairly straight. Actually, that's pretty straight, to be honest. It's a reasonable... Oops, missed that one. There we go. Now, sections are, well, pretty sizable. But there we go. So now we can make a start on our rail connectivity over here. So let's assign that. Once we get the road here finished, I'll connect that, and we'll start work on the rest of these roads to see what we can do here. But yeah, it's a pretty reasonable compound here. We just need water and things. So it'll be a while before any of this actually works. Just wanted to make sure that we've got that there, and we can continue working on our rail connections. So that does offer us a turnaround at the end, right? Because it does also include a bypass, right? Yeah, this is a bypass. They don't have to go in here. So they've got a turnaround. They do have to go through there, but I think that should be sufficient. If we really need to, I can do a teardrop in here as a turnaround if we really need to, but I don't think that'll be necessary. So that's okay. So this is our facility here where we'll be picking up some stuff as needed. In the future, these guys are moving through there. I would want to get rid of this as soon as this side is up and running. Nothing's happening over here yet. Is Moderate working on this? Why are you... We need more dumpers. I'm assuming we need more dumpers. Dumpers is the problem here. This is slowly getting there. This will be done in a jiffy. So we can at least start working on this one. Okay, so that should be good. What I will do in the meantime is we could make a start on our construction through here. We'll do that, so I can kind of assign Moderate to start working on this as well. So here is our Moderate oil field. So what is this one? Moderate construction. So I'll just rename this one as Moderate air construction. Okay, at the moment it's not going to have that. Now I'm just thinking, okay, hang on. Forget about assigning this. Stop auto searching. You don't have anything to actually work here. So let's just pop back all of this, and we'll auto assign as required. Now, the one thing, if we're going to have helicopters here, we'll need to have fuel. So if I pop in here, I can add this one, and they'll pop some fuel in. Now, fuel is becoming a bit of a problem for us. We're using more fuel. We're not having an issue with oil, but we are using more fuel. So I need to start planning our proper fuel expansion, or our proper... this was a bit of a temporary solution, and we're probably maxing out the resources here as best we can to generate this. And it's probably will sustain us for quite a while, but we need to be a little bit cautious about that. Now, the interesting thing here... is we don't have this thing built yet, so this will require, and probably gravel. Let's see, can we do helicopter for gravel? I don't think we have room. Might be able to. This is gravel out of here, so we might be able to do something on this side. So if we go helicopter for all these things. So if I do compact heliport, is that for passengers? No, that picks up everything. Ooh, that's an interesting one. So we could, to be honest, we could squeeze this in. Is that a... Oh, yeah, that is a modded one. So the big question with regards to gravel is, can we make it work here? So let's have a look. If I do that, compact heliport there, could I potentially get the gravel connection through here? Ooh. That's going to work. Maybe if I push it forward a little bit. Let's just try it one more time, and then I'm going to go over and start working on planning out some advanced steps for Zactograd. There we go. Let's grab this one. Try and get it a little further away without... Yeah, that actually could work right over there. I'm quite comfortable with it. See about that. Now, can we get this one to work? I don't think it'll work directly. We could make this work. So if we... Okay. If I... Let me try a little something. If I get... Ooh. Luckily, I think it wanted to demolish that. If I move that section over there, because we do need to be able to put out fires over here. So if I do that and we try it again. Oh, no, that's not the one. What is that? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to... Look, let's try... What I'm going to do is I'm just going to... If I remove this, is this the issue, right? If I remove that and we try it again, just want to check if we can... Oh, we can make it work. Can we make it work? Is that really the only angle you can grab it at? Because that will be an issue for our pathing there, and we will probably lose it due to... Really? Nothing else where it's gonna grab us. And if we go up higher... Oh! I think that was the... If we do that, be powered, it will work. We'll be able to get gravel with that. Let's see. Can I... Come on. This is going to be an issue for us, though. It's frustrating, these things, really. I have no idea why that's not a feasible... I'm assuming it's that little piece there that's in the way, regardless. So these things is super frustrating in this context, really. So let's park that. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Even if we only bring these materials to where we want to go, it might be reasonable. This guy is unloading stuff so that we can actually bring a helicopter in. And of course, we then need a heliport for something like workers or so on. Okay, now, the next step is how much of this heat are we actually using? At this point in time, not a lot. But I'm assuming if I go down here, we've got these two going. So we could potentially squeeze in another. All right. Oh, this section is not built. Well, let's definitely... get that section built, because we're not even using it yet, but we're kind of acting like we are. So this shouldn't have any connections going. Hang on, are we... Is everything within range from this side? Luckily they are. Oh, luckily they are. So that's where this is from. And so we are actually doing a pretty reasonable job here. We can certainly start an expansion in this area. But I want to... Oh, that section is done. Now, what I want to do is just make sure that we are going to go take these main roads through. So the two things we need to do, I want to build a bit of a trench for the rail here, and the rail probably cuts through this area, and that will be the port, the primary port. And then this one will need to cross somewhere over here. And ultimately we'll do another connection there that potentially crosses, oh, probably not, crosses over there. So this one can come back and cross. So now we can actually make a fairly substantial turn and cross it over here. So I think that's the plan. Let's do, well, what I'm going to do, oh, well, it won't start construction, right? I'm going to be comfortable doing it this way instead. We probably need to raise that level up a little bit. Potentially not. Now, with that going on, we could also put in a bit of a roundabout here. I'm just thinking about it. The roundabout could actually provide... Yeah, I'm doing a roundabout in this location. So we'll do that. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll trim it back to there. I think that's going to be reasonable. And what we'll do is we'll make a fairly large roundabout connection. We'll do that. Then we trim back this section. Yeah, that should be good. And we'll tie that one in. Excellent. It's not perfectly round, but it's pretty good actually. And this should be able to give us multi-directional access here. So now what we do is we tie that one in. Excellent. It's just going to be pretty basic stuff, really. So there we go. So that's our connection out this way. And connection out into that direction. And we could potentially do another connection out this side, but I think maybe that's not quite right. What I'll do is I will clear out that. So now we've got a pretty reasonable three-legged roundabout in this location. I think that's good. What we'll do is we'll tie off other roads from these to get that there. So that's kind of going to be our little center of Zactograd area there. We will need the rail to come through here as well. And we'll probably need a bit of a central train station over here. But it'll be off this main line section. The main line will need to turn in and probably cross here. So let's have a quick look at these levels. Just want to see what they're looking like for us. So if we're here, we're on 15. There we're on 13. So it's actually a pretty reasonable level difference there. For this road, just check that again. For this road, if we're going to cross over here, we're at 8 and we're at 6. So this might be a little bit challenging. We may want to up that level on that side just a tad and get it across. This isn't a waterway. We're going to have a lot of stuff, a lot of ships and stuff in there. Well, actually no ships. So the other thing that I wanted to do is probably run a little something like up to about there. And then from that side, let's just try and align it pretty nicely. We'll do a little something like that. So let me quickly see. We should be able to do... It's not quite as straight as I would like it to be. So let's trim that back and let's do this one first. I think it's reasonably straight and it should work quite well. And what we'll do is we'll expand it from there. And what it needs to do is then tie in like this, right? It'll cut through there. The rail will cut through potentially over here instead. So it's a fairly narrow cut through there, and then it'll run through these areas. So we'll have to have a bit of a look at how that works. It's not quite parallel, I'm assuming, but it's fairly reasonable. The question in my mind is, do we put in another roundabout here? And I think we will. For continuity, let's do that. So let's trim back on this and on that just a little bit. I want a similarly sized roundabout here. So I'm going to try and do it on kind of the same area distance here. Here we go. If we do that, I think that will work. Oh, it might be a little, actually, it might be a little off. Let's try that one more time. I might need to move it just a tad over this way. I'm just kind of doing it by eye here, right? I want it pretty central there. There we go. I think that's a fairly reasonable one. I'm not gonna be bothered too much by it. There we go. That's pretty reasonable. I think that this one might be slightly smaller, but I think we probably won't have any issues with it. So now we can tie this one in there. That one in there, and that one. I might just redo that one altogether. There we go. That's a little straighter, so we can still do. So I'm thinking this one gets a bridge connection over here. This one gets a bridge connection over there. And that should give us a reasonable accessibility in this area. So that kind of a bit of a starting point for us in terms of our Zactograd expansions. Let's have a quick look at what's going on. This is almost done. How's this going? This is underway. We don't have that up and running yet, but once we do, this is almost done. Did we stop working on it? Let's just grab our rail construction ever so quickly. Yes, we did in fact stop working on it. Nothing is being built at the moment. So can I please get that piece going? And at the same time, can you please do this section for me? And that, and that. Just get all of these sections assigned for us for the time being. And then we can go back and do that section too. So lots of little sections that we need constructing. This is waiting on a little bit more concrete, so hopefully we'll get that soon. This is a top priority for us, please. So please make that work a little quicker. Excellent. Okay, now we need to... I think the first thing I want to do is put a nice big train station somewhere central. So if we do a train station over here. Now the question is, at some point we want to go over to metros, and I think metros is one of the things that we would like to do in this area also. Oh, we had a fire. So the question is really, where do we do that? So if we go a nice big citizen train station. So these are the metro stations. Metro above ground station. Right, this is the kind of thing that I actually want to run here. And they seem to be pretty tight. So what I might do, I might actually do one. So I might do the metro on this side. Right. We'll have to work out how we're actually going to connect it. So we should be able to quite comfortably run metros through here. Is this one even smaller? Yeah, so small metro stations. How much does that take? 400 passengers. Pretty good. Pretty good. And then we'll just have to link it with metro lines. These are metro platform without entrance. What does that mean? So that is on ground, right? This is on the surface. So we could also do on the surface, right? It takes much less steel to do it on the surface. But what I want to do is start a nice big train platform over here, 4,000 passengers, 6,000. That's a big one, right? If we, oh, that's a beautiful spot for a train station. I'm not sure we need it quite as big though, because it will not be on the main line. So I think that's probably better. That'll be more than sufficient. So that's a beautiful train station over there. We've got Vauxhall as well, but I think those are about it now. We do have just something like this, just the basic train platform, which I think we're using already. But I think maybe the double tracked one is what I'm after instead. So we could do this, right? Or what does this actually look like in terms of 20 tons of steel? It's not a very expensive one. This one, yeah, similar. Let's do this one for a bit of variation. It will look pretty nice in this location at the front of the roundabout. I just want to make sure we're spacing it pretty reasonably. Oh, there, that's good. There we go. I'll give a little bit of room in there so we can still get a bit of a path through. Okay, so that's our rail station, the Zactograd rail station, the primary one, which will need a little bit of access from here. Now, what I wanted to do here is I wanted to actually just raise up this area a little bit. So I'll do a pretty big one. Okay, so now with that in mind, now that we'll height it from the center, there we go. And you'll see what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to try and build up this item here. Okay, so let's see if that works. So this is kind of the idea that I have here. Now, what I want to do is I want to take our rail. The problem with this though is I will need to provide a little. Okay. Well, let's now grab our guys again, and we'll smooth it again from the center, a much smaller little area. There we go. So that's kind of the plan, right? That we do something like that. Now it's we do this. Yes, there we go. Yeah, that's kind of the plan here. So that's our rail connection through there. It'll have. It's not quite high enough, is it? I might have to dip it down. Let's dip it down a little bit. It probably will be able to dip that down a little bit. So the idea is to have the idea is to have a pretty reasonable little area here. We don't want super high stuff. So the idea is with a little bit of a ridge like this, we can quite comfortably go over. Now, all I need to do is make sure that we're also just let's just double check our heights. I think this is where the tool comes in. So that is 5. And then this needs to be about 15. Ooh, we're very close. We're very close. So give me a little bit more. Yeah. There we go. So that should really be sufficiently 5 and really? Yeah, we need to dig that down just a tad more. now that would be, yeah, I think that's going to be okay. So let's level it from that point. There we go. That's exactly what I'm after. Perfect. So now, I believe what we'll be able to do is we'll make a nice smooth transition down here. Now that's okay. And what we'll like to do is we'll like to run it as straight as possible through there. There we go. So this section, that's fine. And now we're down here. We're not quite central, but that's okay. I think this is pretty good. What I will do is I'll do a little bit more terraforming here in terms of getting the height from center right here at the top. I just want to widen it out a little bit there because we're getting a little... Here we go. Just want to make sure we're fairly close together here. That side seems to be a pretty... Now that's pretty good. So this is kind of what I want to do, right? So that even if you're looking at it from here, it's barely a hill, and we should be able to then quite comfortably get the train out in a few locations, and we'll have a natural grade separation running through there. So let's continue to do this from the center. And what I'll do is we're running out of excavators, so the excavators will need to get a little closer for us to make that work. That's okay. We have some roads in this location, so let's start by getting something free out here, a free depot of sorts. Yeah, we should be okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'll place them here so that we have them as close as possible to the action, really. We'll do that, and I'll move those guys from the other side, and that shouldn't be in the way because ultimately it's going to be a rail in this location. So we'll do that. We'll tie this in. We will need fuel, so give me a free fuel station. Should be fine with that too. We've got plenty of them. Give me a free fuel station. We'll get these guys to come and deliver to it. That's our last option there. So let's deliver some fuel out over here. And what I want to do is move all of these guys, and they'll take a little bit of time to get there. Move these guys over. Depot over there. Get yourselves over there. It'll take some time. To get there. Similarly, we'll say these guys need to get there too. There we go. Make a move over that way. That should be pretty good. Give us all of that, what we need. So that will hopefully give us access to... We'll probably trim it down a little bit on that side. Maybe in a few locations we might not need that little ridge there. And so we might do that. This is still underway. That's still underway. My goodness, things are really taking its time. Okay, at the same time, how's this going? Slow. Yeah, we just need more construction crews. Money is no problem. We just need more construction crews. Oh, look at that. Last month, 315,000 rubles. Happiness is not quite coming back up more. So let's try and push happiness even more here. Tad more like that. Try and get a little bit more happiness going, plus a little bit of propaganda for our services here. So there's a lot of construction that needs to happen still. Trying to get everything connected and working. And now I want to start kind of planning out over here. So from a planning perspective, we probably need multiples of everything here. So we will need water distribution, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, let's actually get the rest of our road network going here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one out this way. It's going to be okay. We'll get a monument up here because you can see it from there. So a nice monument here is going to be a good idea. Let's do that. It's going to look really nice. Let's find ourselves a reasonable monument. I'm not going to go with that one. How big is linen? This linen. Let's zoom in. It's a reasonably sized one, actually. I think that'll be a great spot for it. This one will be bigger, right? Oh, that's the small one. This one is bigger. Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's not the one. Don't want to do that one. I'd rather do the other one. Anything else that we have here? That's Motherland Calls. That's too big. It's enormous. What is this? That's a Lenin statue. It's a tiny one. Not going to do that one. This Defense of the Motherland is pretty big and would look pretty nice here, I must say. What does Defense of the Motherland ever actually give us? Ooh, very small little section there. Defense of the Motherland, I think, is the right kind of size. And if we do it like there, I kind of like it, but that does mean we don't need the actual road to go here. I am going to go with Defense of the Motherland over there. I think that's a pretty nice spot for it. Looking out like this, then someone driving here could see that. That's going to be awesome. I love that. I love that. So let's get back to our road. If we do this road up to about here, and then it'll need to turn. We'll need to run it in there and probably turn it back before we start heading towards the bridge. So something like that. And what we can do internally here is do a few extra roads. Yeah, so something like that gives us a nice large block. We will be able to fit in plenty of buildings here. There won't be any connectivity through here. So our biggest connectivity thing will be another bridge through that section there. And I'm going to go with these guys. So if we say bridge through, is that a downward sloping bridge? It is slightly downward sloping. Right? I don't mind it too much though. Yeah, so I think that's going to be our road connections through there. So if we link that up there, we do this move, and then we will kind of continue this one on its path that way, and here we'll do another bridge. And I'm going with these bridges, these brick bridges, for thematic reasons, but also something to bear in mind is they are a little bit slower. So ultimately, what we want to do is we will be connecting up with the highway somewhere over here, right? And we don't want people to be driving through here if they're trying to bypass the city, really. So that's going to be our connection over there. We'll tie in this one there, and what we'll do is we'll probably do something like this, and then tie it in like that. So it's a little bit of a curvature around that area there. Bit of an upward slope there. Now, similarly, we can probably do connection through here. That's pretty good. And then what we'll do is we'll try and keep these roads pretty clear of connections. So that's our intersections there. And then what we may do is we may run one more road. Well, let's make it look a little bit nicer, right? So we'll do that. And we'll do this one pretty central over here. What we'll do is we'll do that. That's pretty reasonable at least. And what we'll do is we'll try and do what I'm going to do and bring it in a little bit closer like that, and do a little something over here, and we'll tie that in, and then at the same time we'll do something pretty central over there, give us a bit of a road connection over there. There we go. So now that's a bit of a main level of structure for us here. We have plenty of roads that needs to be built in this area. We will need to extend the rail. There's a lot of work that needs happening. What I'm a little worried about, I want to just I'm just gonna make this a little bit smoother because it felt a little unnatural there. So that's a little. Question is, do I make that one a little smoother too? We do that and make that a little smoother. Is that a little smoother? A tiny bit. I think that's okay. And these will need to get to where they want to go. I think that's fine. I think these are all good. So that's our structure for Zactograd. And I think we will potentially expand on this side as well. But the idea is really, so from here, I do want us to have a rail construction of some sort so that we can actually go into the metro space from here, so that we can have a fairly large city with metros and things like that. I love the idea of building a nice big city. People getting a little bit happier. We're at 75% now. Can we up this even more? Now we're going to start losing government loyalty, which is certainly not what I had in mind. No, we don't want to lose government loyalty. We want to try and make sure that stays nice and high. Okay, we would have finished off a few things, right? Yes, excellent. This is done. So this is moderate construction 2. Let's rename that moderate construction number 2. Okay, that's fine. We'll get that on board. Now, we will need a lot of vehicles here. So let's buy some vehicles. I'll grab a couple of these, 2 buses. Okay, then we'll need a couple of concrete mixers. The quick big ones. 95 and 8 tons, or 11 tons. 90 and 12 tons. Yeah, I'm going to go with these guys. So give me 2 of them. We'll come back and add extras if we need to. Covered holes, I'm going to grab 1. Dumpers, we're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4. We will need 2 excavators, 1 bulldozer, a couple of road cranes. Give me my speedy ones. $31 and $92. It's going to be these guys. Really? Why? Yeah, well, I'd rather go with 31. So give me a couple of them. And pavers, I don't think I need a paver. And a roller. We'll leave with the paver and the roller going, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So let's get these guys over here and see what that actually looks like. These guys will be collecting workers over here. They will be collecting gravel gravel over there. Asphalt, I believe over here. Concrete over there. Steel over here. Yeah, actually, the rest of it is all over here. Because I think it's got everything we need. Everything we need is in here. Excellent. So that can start working straight away. Probably don't auto search for us just yet. We'll see about, once we get some vehicles over here, we'll see about how we assign that. Oh, this construction is done. Oh, I love it. I love it. So now we just need to make sure we get the rest of our rail works done. These guys are still doing their thing, right? But you can't actually get in here at the moment. But what we can probably do is just get another couple of signals in here so that we can get them in here. We want to separate these out as best we can. Probably there. Right? You shouldn't be... Oh. Yeah, we will need to do this. Okay, so now it's pretty well separated, I think. It's not got switches and things. I mean, chain signals and things, so it might be a bit of a challenge still. But I like it. I like it. We're moving along. What's our population like? How many free beds do we still have? We are struggling to get our free beds sorted out. There is a... Let's quickly have a look here. We go underground. Did we end up finishing that section? We did. So now we should be moving a little bit more heating in here. Yeah, heating is now available. So heating should be a little bit more balanced now. It's about 33 and this one is about 73. So that's good. Let's get ourselves a little pathway built. Wanted to do a little something like this, though it is still a little far away, isn't it? The alternate for us is to just kind of get a little pathway running on the edge here. So something like this. Tie it in over there, and what we'll do is we'll tie this one in like so, and we'll get that going, and we'll assign moderate construction to these items. So we'll start making work of that. This is still underway. Lots of and is this probably taking way more workers than it should be taking, which is always a bit of a challenge for us to deal with. Has these vehicles arrived yet? No, but there should be plenty of fuel around. So once they've arrived, we can continue doing that piece. Hopefully, they will connect to this side too. Yeah, so we can obviously move these guys forward also if we need to. Construction is coming along quite nicely over here. We're currently asphalting this, which should be great. Once we get these bridges going, we'll keep going this way. We can probably move through here a little bit. What we'll need to do is look at where heating for this is going to come from. We may be able to draw one more heating line off here, but ultimately we'll need, I'm thinking, this area here to run heating to here. If we have a quick look at what our distance looks like, let's say we've got residential buildings there. How far is this? This is... Ooh, we need a little bit more actually. So if we put it in this area, there's a little bit of room here for us. So somewhere over here is kind of where I'm thinking our next heating plant comes in. And what is good about this is it gets access to coal via the highway. And that's what we want to do. We want to put our big utility items along here that needs lots of good freight access. We move that through there. So now, if I look at large heating plants, this one is 210 gigajoules. Can we do something that's even bigger? This guy over there. So that is, how much pollution is this? 38 tons. That's 26. So that's an enormous amount of pollution. But I do want a nice big one over here. It would be really good if we can do a nice big heating plant. If we flip it around, yeah, we could do something like this. This is a pretty reasonable one. So obviously, yeah, what we need to do is not get it too far away, though. So something like this is kind of what I had in mind. So we'll do that. Get ourselves a nice big heating plant over there. We can run power through here. We'll get road access in this location. We'll be able to, I think, run our pipes. They go in multiple directions, right? Yeah, we can run pipes this way and we can run pipes that way. So we could potentially get one more pipe coming in from this facility somewhere in here. And then we can run a few in there and maybe a couple over here, eventually from this heating plant. Now, what we will want to do is just provide it with a little bit of aggregate storage. Okay, I'm after aggregate storage, so that's the one. I'm looking at the smallest one is probably what we need here. And if I place it like this, it should be fine and it shouldn't bother our heating pipes too much. So we'll do that. That'll be our connection, our drop-off point for some coal. Yeah, we will need workers here, so we'll need like a bit of a bus station and something there as well. The bus station is over here, so it would be with this interchange. It's going to be pretty quick to get workers over here. So I think this area is working quite nicely. It's quite difficult to get people from there unless we run the metro across here. If we have metro connections that runs through here, metro, loop it back, metro, something like that, and we run metros out to different locations where we have a little bit of industrial uses. But I think that section for heating is going to be pretty good for us. Actually, it will be good. Guys, and that's going to be the episode. That is going to be the episode. So not a lot. Let's have a quick look at our vehicles are starting to arrive here. We haven't assigned any construction there. That's built, so now I can get some helicopters. And maybe that's what we end up doing. Let's grab, if I wanted to buy, this is for people. Like this can do both, right? 28 passengers plus it can carry. Do we need to specifically do the cargo one? That's a little interesting. I want to see if we do one of these guys. I want a pretty quick one that can carry a lot. Empty weight. This one is pretty big, right? I want to buy. Wow, look at that. And then this one, what does this one cost us? Yeah, that's the same. It's that one. So if I do the so these ones, they carry, that's a lot of passengers there. I'm going to buy this one. Okay, let's have a quick look. If that is the case, I just want to see, sorry, I'm going to end the episode. I just want to get this one. Let me switch off this and see where that helicopter is coming from. I would assuming it's coming from the Kowski border. Right? Where is it? It's paused. Is it coming in? Yeah, here it comes. Beautiful. Here comes our helicopter. Our very first helicopter, guys. Nice. So there we go. We've got our very first helicopter. Flew in from across the border. If we now assign this to pick up most of our stuff, and we have a look at somewhere where we've got a piece of construction underway, we actually don't. These things don't need any of that. Do we have any construction underway anywhere? Oh, we'll have to have a look at that in the next episode. So we'll end that now and see what we don't have any other construction underway, right? You just have some trains doing their things over here, and we need to finish this off, and then we can decommission a different section there. But yeah, ultimately now, hopefully things will move a little quicker. We'll fill this one up with vehicles, which I believe is still on the way. I don't know where my vehicles are. They might still be on the way. I thought I procured a bunch of them, but this might be all of them, and feels like it's taking a while. Are they heading in there? Yeah, so they're still arriving. I must have paused it for a minute. Okay, guys, I think that's where we're going to leave it. Things are starting to plan quite nicely into this area here. I'm kind of liking our Zactograd layout here with our bridges. Not too many, not too few, I think. So that does provide good connectivity. We should be able to provide this with water and sewage with the existing facilities, no problems. So that's all good. We'll get new heating to kind of cover this. We may be able to expand our heating over there. The big ticket item for us next is also, we're going to run out of fuel. So this, it's been commented that we should switch off these power, but they take straight oil, and we don't have a problem with oil. It's this, it's the capacity over here. We need more people to come in here. I might add a few buses from that other side, so because I see at the moment we're not actually running at full capacity, but we'll have a look at that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Leave your comments down below. Bye bye.